We need to talk about the latest bombshell 3-round mock draft from ESPN, because one of these first-round predictions has me absolutely pulling my hair out. They have the Chicago Bears making a massive, franchise-altering gamble at pick 25, and frankly, it feels like a disaster waiting to happen. But right when you think all hope is lost, they completely redeemed themselves with a steal in the second round that could turn this defense into a terrifying nightmare for opposing quarterbacks. Before we dive into the madness, do me a massive favor and smash that like button, share this with a fellow fan, and subscribe to the channel so we can keep dominating the draft coverage all season long. Alright, let's set the stage here. ESPN just dropped an alternating 3-round mock draft featuring heavy hitters like Mel Kiper Jr., Field Yates, Jordan Reed, and Matt Miller. Now, are we really going to waste a first-round pick on a project when this team is a piece or two away from greatness? Because that is exactly what it feels like they are suggesting. Going into this draft, the front office has 4 crucial picks in the top 3 rounds, number 25, 57, 60, and 89. Let's get right into the controversy. Round 1, pick number 25 overall. Mel Kiper has us taking Clemson defensive tackle Peter Woods. His justification. He literally called it a, quote, best player available and checking off a need, unquote situation. He believes Woods is a penetrating 3 technique who can fix our run defense, which ranked 29th in the NFL, while boosting a pass rush that tied for 22nd. Look, I understand the need for a game-wrecking defensive tackle, but I am completely underwhelmed by this. At his peak during his sophomore year, Woods put out electric tape, earning top 15 pick buzz. But we have to look at the reality of right now. His production fell off a cliff this past year compared to his earlier seasons. Supporters will argue that Clemson forced him to bulk up and play out of position as a nose tackle. I get it, the scheme didn't do him any favors, but the drop in production is still a blaring red flag. Then you look at the pre-draft process. He shed that weight, showing up to the combine just over 300 pounds, and he tested horribly. He skipped the 40-yard dash and the 20-yard split at his pro day. He has short arms, he lacks elite explosiveness, and he doesn't have the top-end speed you want from an undersized interior disruptor. Question of the day, are you in or out on Peter Woods at pick 25? Go to the comments right now and type in if you love the pick, or type out if you think it is a huge mistake. This is tearing the draft community apart, and I need to know where you stand. Now let's move to the second round, pick 57, because this is where my frustration turns into absolute hype. Kiper makes up for the first-round blunder by giving us Penn State edge rusher Dani Dennis-Sutton. This is a slam dunk. This is the exact juice our defensive line is screaming for. Over the last 2 seasons, Dennis-Sutton racked up 17 sacks, and in 2025 alone, he registered 53 pressures, ranking 10th in the country. Unlike Peter Woods, Dennis-Sutton gives us 2 solid years of high-level, consistent production. Even though Penn State had a disappointing 2025 campaign compared to their deep playoff run the year before, his sack numbers stayed identical. He didn't quit when the season went south. And his athletic testing, off the charts. He proved he is fast, quick, and incredibly explosive. He is a big, physical specimen with long arms. He might be slightly lighter than what defensive coordinator Dennis Allen traditionally prefers, but he is still over 250 pounds with room to grow. He can set a violent edge in the run game and rush the passer with unadulterated power. Yes, he needs to refine his secondary moves, but landing a talent like this at 57 is highway robbery. Imagine throwing him into a fierce edge rotation alongside Montez Sweat and Austin Booker while Shamar Turner and Dayo Odeyingbo recover from injuries. For me, Dennis-Sutton is the crown jewel of the day 2 edge rushers, pacing well ahead of Derek Moore and Gabe Jackas. If we walk away with him, I am throwing a party. Just 3 picks later at number 60, Field Yates takes the wheel, and things get weird again. He has us selecting Pitt linebacker Kyle Lewis. Yates notes we need to inject pure speed into our defense, and Lewis certainly brings that, blazing a 4.5740. The problem? Lewis is the ultimate tweener. He played both linebacker and safety in college, stuffing the stat sheet with nearly 200 tackles, 10 sacks, 24 tackles for loss, and 6 interceptions over 2 years. He can blitz and hit, but what is his actual role in the NFL? Is he a sub-package box safety, or a rotational linebacker? Do we really want to spend a premium second-round pick on a positional chess piece when established starters are on the board? For context, LSU safety A.J. Halsey was sitting right there, and he didn't go until 10 picks later. I would have sprinted to the podium for Halsey to plug him in next to Kobe Bryant. You know exactly what you are getting. With Kyle Lewis, there is a real danger the coaching staff won't know how to optimize him. If he falls to the 3rd round, I love the value. But at pick 60, when a true safety like Halsey or Emmanuel McNeil-Warren is available, it feels like we are overthinking it. Finally, we wrap up the 3rd round at pick 89, with Kiper stepping back in to give us Clemson wide receiver Antonio Williams. The logic is straightforward. After trading away DJ Moore, we desperately need to restock the pass-catching arsenal for Ben Johnson's offense. Williams is a seasoned veteran who contributed all 4 years, leaving with over 200 catches, 2,000 yards, and 21 career touchdowns. He was definitely better in 2024, but you have to give him grace for 2025 since Cade Klubnik had a really rough year at quarterback. Williams ran a 4.4140 at the combine, which is very solid, even if scouts hoped his lighter frame would dip into the 4.3s. On film, he shows good explosiveness and is dangerous after the catch. He projects as a reliable wide receiver 3 who brings immediate value as a punt returner. Our current return man, Khalif Raymond, is only on a 1-year deal, so Williams could sit, learn, and take over that role in year 2. We shouldn't force a receiver pick if the board doesn't fall right, but Williams in the late 3rd is proper value. It's a safe, logical pick that adds depth without reaching. Looking at the entire haul, Peter Woods in the 1st, Dani Dennis-Sutton and Kyle Lewis in the 2nd, and Antonio Williams in the 3rd. I am ecstatic about Dennis-Sutton. He is the absolute steal of this mock with elite upside. The rest of the draft. It leaves me with a lot more questions than answers. Let me know your favorite pick of the bunch, and stick around because we have a ton more draft coverage coming your way.